let us study about solids, liquids and gases. First we'll study about matter, solids, liquids and gases. And we'll also study about solutions. What is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. It has volume. Volume is amount of space something occupies. So we have the states of matter, which is divided into 3 states. They are solids, liquids and gases. So we will study first about solids. Solids have fixed shape. Solids have definite volume. Solids do not flow, and the molecules in solids are tightly packed. There is no space between the molecules, so they cannot move around. Because of this, solids have fixed shape and definite volume. The shape of some solids can be changed by applying force. Some examples of solids are like the crystals of copper sulfate and the sugar crystals. Liquids do not have fixed shape. They take the shape of a container. So, they can be poured from one container to another. The molecules are far away, not as close as in solids. Liquids have fixed volume. Liquids flow from the higher level to lower level, so the molecules are loosely packed, so they can move around. And liquids can flow. They have fixed volume. Gases. The molecules, as we see in the gases, they do not have the shape of their own. In an empty container, they occupy all the available space. They do not have fixed volume. They take the volume of the container. They can flow easily all directions. The molecules in gas are very loosely packed. That means the molecules in the gases are very loosely packed. The presence of a lot of space between the particles enable the gases to move around freely. So we have 3 states of solids, liquid and gases. Let us talk about solution. When 2 substances are combined together in such a way that they evenly spread and mix with each other, it is called solution. For example, salt is a solute, water is a solvent. Salt plus water forms a salt plus water gives a salt solution. So, salt mixes and dissolves in water. Soluble and insoluble. The soluble substance. Water, let us take water and add sugar in it. Sugar will dissolve in water. So, sugar molecules are soluble in water, so it is called soluble substance. Soluble substance. What is insoluble? Substances which do not dissolve, like if we add mud in water, it will not dissolve. They are called as insoluble substances. Let us talk about the types of solution. Solid in liquid. For example, we have salt in water. Or gas in liquid. Like take soda water or soft drink. Gas in gas. For example, air, which is a mixture of gas, and liquid in liquid, alcohol, and what in water. Separation of soluble substances are of two types, boiling and distillation. Separation of insoluble substances are of two types, sedimentation and decantation, followed by filtration. What is boiling? Boiling is the process where you are heating the substance, that is soluble substance like salt in water, and you heat it till the salt residue is left behind because the water will evaporate completely since it is heated. So, leaving behind the salt in the container. This process is called boiling. Distillation. This method is generally performed in the lab. We can see that a round bottom flask is taken along with the thermometer, and when water evaporates in the soluble substance, it is passed through a tube, which is again the water vapor will condense and cool and form the pure water which is collected, and this pure water is not suitable for drinking because it does not contain minerals that should be present in drinking water. And this distilled water is used in laboratories, car batteries and medicines. So the pure water collected by distillation process is called distilled water. Separation of insoluble substance, where when we add mud in water, you can see the mud will settle down at the bottom of the container when it is undisturbed for some time. And this process is sedimentation, and the mud which is at the bottom is called sediments. Without disturbing, when it settles down, we collect it in another flask. And this process is called decantation, where the mud is left in the container behind, and the water which is collected in the beaker is called decant. And finally, we get a pure water by using a deep strainer, and we are passing the water and collecting into another beaker, and the pure water is collected in it. This process, we call it as filtration. And finally, filtration, you can see the funnel which is consisting of a filter paper, and the impure water is passed into the funnel, and the salt residue or the sand residue is collected into it. This process is called as filtration. So, in this module we studied about matter, solids, liquids, gases and solution. Hope you liked my video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching it.